Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a sort of follow-up video from my last video that I uploaded where I showed you a really cute little boy otter. Today I thought it would be very fun to show you the girl version of that otter. I found that idea for the otter off of social media, but now I made some adjustments to make it a girl. So I'll just bring over the otter from the last video I uploaded. This is what he looks like. So if you'd like to see that one, you can look in the description box of this video and I'll be linking that video down below. And then as a side note, in that video I also showed you the grid for this cute little seagull. So that will be in the description box below. But for this project, I'll bring over the beads that you'll need. You will need a few more than for the boy otter because we're going to need some, well, I'll get into that later, but you're going to need some more bags. So to start with, you will need just the beige, which is also what you used for the boy. So this is the Toho Bead Round 11 Opaque Light Beige 8-gram bag. This one's really basic, so you could try to find this in your bead stash. Just find any sort of cream color. And then I'll bring this one over. This is different. I'm going to be using a slightly different shade of brown for the girl than for the boy, just so that there's several differences between them, but I really like this color with the beige. I think even more than the boys combination, just because these two seem to go just so well together. So this is the Toho Bead Round 11 Opaque Terracotta. I absolutely love the terracotta color and I think it's really pretty. So you'll need those two colors. And then you also will need black. I'm going to be using shiny black. So this is the Toho Bead Round 11 Opaque Shiny Jet Black 8-gram bag. So those will be used for the eyes and for the little ears. Now these are the additional bags. You're going to want pink, so this is the Toho Bead Round 11 Ceylon Hot Pink 8-gram bag. So I'm using pink for the, I added a flower and a little bow to the sea otter. So if you wanted either your flower or your bow to be in different colors than pink, you could also do that, but I used the pink. And then you also need yellow for the center of the flower that she'll be holding. So this is the Toho Bead Round 11 Opaque Dandelion 8-gram bag. So with those bags of beads, you can create this project. Now in my last video, I did show you the thread and needles that I use. I'll just quickly show you those again in case you haven't seen that video yet. But this is the see-through version of thread that I like to use if I were to make CB cuties with see-through thread. So this is the Coats & Clark transparent sewing thread. I got this from the sewing department at my Joann store. You get 400 yards on here, so that will last you a while. That is a little bit more difficult to use because it's see-through and because it is very thin, so you may have to make several passes through where you would regularly just do one, or just basically it's just a little bit more difficult. So if you didn't want to go on the more difficult realm, you could go with the beading thread, which is this one. I've already opened this package, so it looks a little worse for wear, but this is what it looks like. This is the Beadalon Nymo D. You get 64 yards on here, and I'll open it up so you can kind of see what it looks like. Printed on the spool. What's nice is it still has the D printed on the spool, but then it just comes in this kind of spool, and let's see if I can grab the end of the thread, and it just pulls off, and you can see it's quite thin also, but this still is easier to work with than the see-through thread. So that is a good option for beginners, or just if you want to have a pretty easy time at making a CB cutie. Also, if you're not happy with seeing thread ridges on the side of your CB cuties, which can occur when using white thread, when not only using white beads for your CB cutie, you can of course take permanent marker and go along the edge of your project, like I'll show. Let me see if I can get this one over here. This one you can kind of see on the side, if it has dark beads, you can kind of see the white thread ridges, so you could take like a permanent marker in brown and mark over those thread bridges if you wanted to. So there's different things that you can do to make the thread bridges less evident if you don't want to have to use the see-through thread. Okay, so then for beading needles, I have been using the Dries Extra Fine beading needles. This contains 6 of them, and this is quite inexpensive. It only cost, I can't remember. I'm thinking it was around $1.99, and then you can obviously use a coupon. But, or maybe it was $2.99. I'm not sure, but it was very inexpensive. So you get 6 of them. Obviously you can see I've used some of them already, so they're a little bent, but this is nice, and you also get the threader. So this is the beading needles I've been using. It doesn't say an exact size on here, like size 12 beading needle, but size 12 would work good for these projects if you find a size 12 beading needle. I used to use size 13 beading needle, but I couldn't find the brand I had been using or that size in that brand, so I went to this kind, and this does work. So now at this point, I will show you the grid for this little cute otter. Okay, this is the grid. So I changed things up a little bit by adding the bow by her ear and then having her hold a flower, and her arm position I think is also a little bit different. So there's a few small changes to this one, but I think it's super cute, and I'll bring her over. This is how she looks, which I think is just so adorable, and I really like the addition of the flower and the bow. I think that just looks so cute. So when you're working this up, you'll be working it from this direction. So it's going to be going along this way. So on the grid it would look like this. And I've mentioned this in a few of my videos where I said if you use a post-it note as you go along, I'll bring this over, but you know, that kind of thing. You can count the beads that you're doing and along the row easier if you were to put a post-it note as you go up. But this is just such a cute, fun thing that you could try using the beads that you already have at home, different types of beads that you would already be having at home. Seed beads will work for this. You don't need to get the Toho beads, but it may just be a little bit harder to keep it looking consistent. Try culling through your beads and finding the more similar beads so that you can use all the more similar shaped beads out of all your seed beads. So Artbeads does offer free printable graph paper. That's what I'm using here. So I'll show you the top so you can kind of just see that. Up here it says brick stitch with round beads. They also offer brick stitch with cylindrical beads, that grid, but I like this one, and our beads are Toho round beads, so this works. And you can just print this off for free. Now, in the description box below, I'll be linking this paper, so that link to the paper so you can print it off for yourself and grid this cute little thing out yourself. Now, this video will be a little bit different than some of my other videos because I'm just going to be showing one grid instead of two. But this is sort of a continued video from the video that I last uploaded where I showed the boy version of this otter. So here is the grid for the girl otter. Thank you so much for watching. As I previously mentioned in the description box below, I will be linking Artbeads free printable graph paper and a how to brick stitch link. I also will be linking my previous video where I show how to make the boy version of this otter. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.